MTS. Stands for Momentum Turbo Slide or Momentum Throttle Slide. You can also do an MTS against a rail, get a little extra speed in there. If you hit the edge of a boost plate, you'll get a little bit more of a boost out of it. So you'll see me doing that. I'll sometimes miss it if I screw up. Another thing that's really relevant is that momentum throttling, or MT. Basically, at really high speeds, you want to let go of A, because you'll lose speed faster if you have it pressed. Basically, you'll lose speed at like a linear rate, like friction, if you have the A button, if you're not holding the A button, and if you are holding it, you'll lose speed like an exponential rate. It'll crank down to the top speed. Because when you're holding A, it wants to set the vehicle to the top speed, which for Fat Shark is 1109. If you see there, yeah, my Black Bull was like all my PBs there, but it's a little trickier to use, so I just stuck with Fat Shark, which is way easier. There's a few vehicles that are like really top tier that I'll be using. Generally, it's going to come down to Fat Shark or Gallant Star. Fat Shark has like the best boost in the game, and Gallant Star is a little better at like MTS, shift boosts, stuff like that. Fat Shark also has like, there's some other minor differences, like Fat Shark has better acceleration, air strafing. With Fat Shark's long boosts, I don't need to like let go of A between these at all. I'm gonna try for the, yeah. So if you like, if you're going fast enough and you leave the track at an edge, you'll have like a slanted dive. Now on this track, it's actually faster to go through this turn doing that. It's really weird though. The controls are like altered somewhat. So I'll just do the easier one. I figure I'll try and go like give each track one go with like the balls out hardest strats, just to show it off. The world record for this track will get is by Brave. He gets every single boost plate here, like just zigzags through them, and it's like I cannot do that. I've tried. It's insanely difficult. Oop, a little too early on that cutaway. I didn't load the staff ghost, but it's a 57, so I destroyed it. I'll load it for all the others, though. I'll try to. Please remind me of that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Remind you that you killed Doshin?
Yeah. What you gonna do? Doshin seems like it could be an alright game, but...
Nope, that is incorrect.
I don't know. It reminded me of From Dusk, which was pretty cool.
So is Fat Shark hilariously broken in casual play as well?
Not exactly. He's a lot harder to control than other vehicles. If you're not quick turning all the time, it's pretty hard to do, like maintain speed through turns. Now this is the first time we'll be seeing Gallant Star. Gallant Star gets a lot more benefit from side attacks, so you'll be seeing me doing a ton of those. Fat Shark can still gain speed from side attacks, it's just nowhere near as beneficial. The way the MTS works, that trick I did, is basically you need to lose grip, and then you'll hold the analog stick in the direction you're turning, and then the opposing strafe button. So I'll turn left, like turn 90 degrees to the left, and then strafe forward really fast, like this. It's like I'm strafing in the direction of the turn. There's some vehicles which are like crazy good at MTS, like a Quick Star, Black Bull, and they can do it like anywhere on straightaways, even if you chain them together with side attacks. It's actually like a lot of players like straight up just don't use quick start. Myself included. I don't like how it handles. And a lot of like Japanese players, they have like a restriction they impart on themselves. Basically, they just straight up just don't use side attacks. Ooh. They just, like, the benefits of it weren't discovered until like a little later into like the meta game, and they preferred like the play style without it, so most of them just don't use side attacks. The fourth person on the FZeroCentral.org max speed ladder, Brave, he's like, yeah, I was talking with CGN at SGDQ, and we both think like he's just straight up the best. The reason he's not number one is like he chooses not to use side attacks. If he wanted to, he could probably just snatch every world record, because he is an absolute monster. Like there's actually like last week he was streaming, and on Cylinder Knot there was I think the record was 2:14, and it uses one side attack dive that saves like a second and a half or 2 seconds, and he like got a 2:12 without using side attacks. It's just like crazy how like good he is. Oh wait, wrong vehicle. Fat Shark is good here, but Gallon Star is way better. Strictly speaking, it would have been faster by a few seconds to just not switch, but I want to show off like the hardcore strats, just so y'all get a feel for what this game is like. So, run was going pretty good up to here, but we lost like 10 seconds to menuing, so I don't know. Probably worth mercy killing at this point. I don't know if Cinnamon's gonna want some revenge here. Oh, yeah. You might notice on the vehicle I have like emblems. This game lets you have you can draw a 64 by 64 pixel image, like any RGB value, and put it anywhere on the vehicle. So during this MTS, you'll see a Choo-Choo Rocket mouse. I'm just gonna retry that. I want a good good MTS. Choo-Choo Rocket mouse on the right side, and a Choo-Choo Rocket cat on the left.
I was really surprised never had Choo-Choo Rocket here.
I didn't bring it because, most people just can't handle that. It's the most competitive game.
It's amazing.
It is amazing. Typically, you'll only see me do rail slides at the end of a level, because they're really hard to exit unless they have like a very nice turn right after it, or if they're a very long stretch of wall. It's really hard to exit a rail slide without losing speed, so usually you only see me use it at the end of a track. Crap. I was going for the vertical curve MTS. The way MTSs work are kind of weird. Not only can you do them on like a horizontal curve, you can do them on a vertical curve. I have no idea like how it works like that. I just know that it does. Kind of like that there. Strictly speaking, I shouldn't do this MTS because I don't have energy, but it'll work out. I'll show off the MTS there later just because it looks really cool. Now, with an MTS, you just need to lose grip to initiate it. Once you have it down, you want to hold the trigger all the way, and then you can adjust it by easing off on the stick or pressing the other shoulder button. But what's really hard is exiting it and maintaining speed. Because there's a bunch of different ways to exit an MTS depending on the turning radius, the slope of the track. Gotta load that ghost. And usually, All the best ways to exit an MTS are really hard to pull off, and like while doing well. If there's any question, could someone like read the chat just in case there's like questions of GX? Because there's some stuff I'll sometimes forget to explain. Okay. Another thing that we're going to start to see is shift boosts. If you leave the track and enter the air for like 1 or 2 frames, you'll get a boost. And there's a few ways of leaving the track. One of them is to strafe off the edge and back on, like you'll see on Cosmo Terminal, undulation. Another way is to like off a downslope. If you go fast enough, you'll fly off. But you can also, if you time it, if you have like a certain amount of speed, so that you're like you fly off the downslope and land just like a frame later, you'll get a shift boost. I might be able to get one. No, that was way too slow. Right there, I could have got one. Also potentially here off the corner. On the corner there, it's like the edge extends into the track a little. It's kind of weird. It's not consistent at all, though, to get that. Another thing with the momentum throttling is basically with Fat Shark, I never want to hold A above 1,273 kilometers an hour unless I'm boosting. Or I'm moving up in the air after hitting a jump plate. Or after hitting a boost plate because it messes with acceleration. But generally, that holds true. Yes, we'll see those pretty soon. Right. There's like 3 categories of this game on FZeroCentral.org. Snaking, which is the hardest and generally the fastest movement. Space flying, which lets you like essentially fly around levels. It's at a slower speed than snaking, but you can play through the level in a more efficient route. And then there's max speed, which is what I currently am doing here. I plan on getting into snaking eventually. It's just that you need to like alternate like left and L with right and R, and it's not only is it obscenely difficult to optimize, like it's the hardest category, but you can like permanently injure yourself. I remember CGN saying like he couldn't his right forefinger, like he couldn't bend all the way like past 90 degrees or something. And I imagine other people have had even worse issues just because, like, it's very strenuous, like, physically and mentally. This chicane is, like, the hardest part of the track. Maintaining speed through there is pretty hard. Like, with a lot of skill, you can, like, gain speed in certain areas, but most of the finesse of this game is all about like maintaining speed through places that you really shouldn't be able to. Oh, I didn't load the staff ghost crap. It gets a 107. I know what they all get. Yoshi Fan last year started up a little challenge. He had a spreadsheet with all 41 non-custom vehicles and all 26 staff ghosts, and we've been trying to beat every single staff ghost with every single vehicle. There's been a lot of work put into it. I think currently with some of the work AKC has been doing just this past week, we've gotten to like 959 of the combinations, so we're one away from like 90%. I don't think we'll be able to get every single staff ghost down just because Sonic Oval and Cylinder Knot are just really, really good staff ghosts. That slower vehicle is just straight up, I don't think it'll be possible to beat without like tool assisted settings. Oh, I didn't load the Ghost out here either. It's like a 224 by Black Bull. This is also the first level where we'll get to see a lot of like the mid-air mechanics, which are not that intuitive. There's quite a few non-intuitive mechanics with this game. Momentum throttling being the first, and the way you can like move in the air. Okay. I do one boost here. I could go for two and then get like a shift boost off that down slope. But I've never gotten good at that. That shift boost is really hard to control. Like I can get it, but I'll smack into the wall immediately after. So I do an MTS off of that edge. It sets me at like a good angle to do a side attack dive. It also gives me a little more speed as I start the side attack dive. So it's like a 2-for-1. I lay off on the side attack dive so I can like control the vehicle and make sure I'm going to land on the track. In the previous world record by Iowa, he just does like one long side attack dive and then like sneaks in on the bottom, and it just looks super scary. But this is the strat that CGN uses in his improved record of this level, and it's what I like to do. Iowa is the #1 ranked person on the F-Zero ladder. He has a lot of times that are like, if it's not world record, it's very close to it. I think recently, like his Big Blue Ordeal run and his Firefield's undulation records were both snatched by CGN. Someone or not last week. I don't think that was Iowa. I think it was Jake? JKL? Wait, what was this? Mobius Ring. Actually, with Mobius Ring, the difference between Gallant Star and Fat Shark is like, for me, is like 2 seconds. For the world record, like for the records, each vehicle is like 1.5 seconds. So the time it takes to load the custom vehicles from the memory card if I was going to be hardcore about this, I would use Fat Shark just because the difference is like that close. But I'm so used to Gallant Star, and I'll be able to get like a 2-second better run with it. This is another place where there's like a long rail, so a side attack a rail slide is better not at the end of the track. So I tried to do a mine boost into MTS, into chaining MTSs. Hit a wall, but other than that, it worked out fairly well. 32 is what I would have got if I got a shift boost as well. So I think I was like lost 2 seconds to the wall hit. Now, with Gallant Star, it's like a 13-14 is the point above which I don't want to hold A. And that holds true between boosts. Like, there's a little cooldown period that's at least 2 frames for every vehicle. So after a boost ends, like the energy boosts, the manual ones that I'm doing here, I want to let go of A for that cooldown period. And that'll let me like hold speeds that are a little bit higher. With certain vehicles, it's really, really beneficial, especially with Gallant Star, Fat Shark, Twin Narita too. Is once you get MT boosting, you'll save a lot of time. Ooh, long pipe. This is the first of the tube levels. The tube levels are a lot different for optimizing because you can't it's not about MTSing every turn because you can't really do that in them. Instead, it's a lot about boost management and making sure like you don't lose speed ever, because there's no like shift boosts or like weird tricks you can do to get it back.
I thought Mario Kart 8 was the first Nintendo game you could drive on boards.
Well, it's not. You can probably get a shift boost by going off the edge on the side of the track here, but the way the track is like curved, it makes it really hard. I've never successfully gotten one. The Brave has the world record here. I believe he does one. I don't know if it's on each lap, but he does get at least one. I turn the engine on and off there. Basically, on upslopes, I want to let go of A because it shifts the MT point a bit. And when I'm diving down in the air, I want to press A. So I would let go of A and press A as I'm like leaving and entering the air. That is like especially useful in Cylinder Knot, where it can like set me to the right speed that can let me get a double shift boost. So yeah, down, down. Now I'm just holding it. It's kind of tricky to optimize that. I've never gotten the hang of it like perfectly. I don't think anyone like does have the hang of it perfectly, but saves a little bit of time. There's a lot of very minor time savers that are pretty subtle. Like whenever I'm watching times of people, like times from people that are like have a time that's like a few seconds faster. Oh hey, top 10 time. I'll always notice like every now and then, even like rewatching the same videos over and over. There's like a little subtlety. Okay. I guess I'll wait. Yeah, I love the Staff Coast. This level, when you're trying to beat the game for the first time, serial gaps is an absolute nightmare. And when you're time attacking it, it is also an absolute nightmare. Oh, it is crazy hard to optimize. I haven't practiced this track extensively just because it's too difficult. There's a few other tracks where there's like crazy tricks that I've got like practiced and got good at. With this one, I pretty much only got consistent on lap 1. Basically, there's like two jumps, like a huge shortcut you can do. I'll go for it on lap 1. Probably only go for like half of it on boost laps. No, wouldn't work. The arrows means I didn't pass a checkpoint in the air. There's like a bunch of invisible checkpoints that like are along the track and extend outwards and upwards a little. And you need to pass those, and that's what makes the game think, okay, you're not cheating because you're passing our checkpoints. Crap, I think that's also, yeah. So if the arrows are there, that means you didn't pass the checkpoint, and you'll just explode the frame you hit the ground. With space flying, they can skip checkpoints if and only if they do some weird tricks. But in like snaking and max speed, you can't really do that. Looks like shit. So my PB is like a 19, like a high 19. My PB like opening lap. turn back on the track. You can get a shift boost right there. Ooh, and there. Oh, crap. So yeah, this track, really, really hard. My PB is like 58. My PB splits are like a 52. Like, add it up. The world record is 47, I think, by CGN. And he doesn't do like a big suicide finish. Like, he could easily save like seconds if he goes for like a crazier lap 3. And just a cleaner run altogether, but like an optimal run of this level just isn't going to happen. Yeah, I'll just do baby strats so I can actually like finish this level. Very rarely do I actually finish a run of this level just because it's insanely hard to optimize. So you can see, like, I skip all of this, like, these, like, long turns and straightaways. You can sneak through the little bars in that thing. It's just hard to do. Like I said, this track is an absolute nightmare for time attack. Better. I'll do this track later. Remind me of that. Serial gaps is really, really hard. So this is the level that Brave smashed the world record on last week, or it might have been 2 weeks ago, if I know. There's the side attack dive. I can't do it. It requires a very weird angle. That, strictly speaking, like it doesn't make sense that it's possible. You basically fly from the bottom of a tube up into the air, and you can like side attack dive down. It's hard to explain because it doesn't really make sense. Right here, I want to carry as much speed as possible through this part. That's not going to work. Okay. So I'm not going to get a double shift boost here. Single? Okay. You can get a like 2 shift boosts back to back and go up to like 2,000-ish kilometers an hour. For me, it pretty much depends like on how much speed I carry through that other section. MTS and the shift boost there. Nice little time saver. Right here is where the side attack dive is. You like with the way the gravity shifts from the tube to like the little track, you can like trick the game into like sending you up. It's really weird. There's a lot of like things that I don't entirely understand with the physics of this game. All right. Should be good. No, just a single. Too slow. But right there, I just did an MTS into a shift boost, like Brave, he does that in quite a few places. Right here, you can get a shift boost if you just go over to the right. Pretty much any part of this track you could. Like right here, there's a MTS into shift boost. Like a tool-assisted run of this track would be insane, but there isn't really much of a tool-assisted running community like for this game. there's only a few choice levels that have like tool-assisted runs. They're all like stupid fast too. Just because you get a shift boost like every third frame, pretty much. Missed the shift boost. Alright, so this is probably one of the harder staff ghosts in the game. It gets a 240, and without like momentum throttling and shift boosts, that's like a really tough time to beat. This is another tube level. Similar to Long Pipe, will be inside the tube, unlike Cylinder Knot. It's not entirely tube-based, but the portion that is, you can get a lot of shift boosts on because it's like it has a corkscrew shape, which lets you get boosts on a lot of down slopes. Whether or not I get that is like, I have the most random consistency with it. Like, I'll be able to get it like 5 times in one lap or like never. It's not easy. I just have to be in that like Zen state. You can get a shift boost here, but the curved like shape of the edge makes it really difficult. That MTS is a little tricky. I used up boost because I was trying to get the shift boost to show it off, but it's not easy to get. One, two, two of them. The world record gets it like on like every single corkscrew turn. I think the world record is like a 147, but there's like I don't know if the video is still around. So the fastest time with video is Brave's 149, which is a lot faster than my PB of like 204. Basically, it gets more shift boosts on the tube, shift boosts after the tube on that edge. Just better turning and maintaining speed in general. Sweet. Good morning.
Really fast.
Do this, flag. Okay. You're gonna have to talk to Jagger G. We're using his GameCube. Double Branches is one of my favorite levels. It's also one of the hardest. Actually, I think it was last year CGN snagged the record on this level with like a 208. And it was like the very next day, Brave got a 207. Me and CGN use this side attack dive, and Brave is like a non-side attack player. Other than that, I think it's roughly the same. I don't think there's anywhere else where side attacks are beneficial. My PB is like almost a full 20 seconds behind that. There are times though. Just because like my PB has a 3 shift boosts on that section, and then like I think it's 2 on each boost lap, but they'll just go for 4 and go really fast. And I can't do that. Oh yeah, like, these MTSs are a little tricky, because the track is, like, curved, weird. I think Z-Wing was trying to find like a suicide finish, like you bounce off the wall into the jump plate that I went off earlier, and try to like explode into the jump plate, and then fly across and like skip that turn. I don't know if he found any success with it. Even if he did, it would be really hard to replicate in like a run. Go to hell. Halfpipe used to be one of my most hated stages, but now it's one of my favorites. I practiced a few of the tricks in it and got gooder. Basically, right at the start, there's a downslope where if you go a certain speed on a certain angle, you can get a double shift boost. I'm gonna keep retrying until I get it on lap 1. I've got it shouldn't take me like I'm guessing I might even be able to get it first try because I've practiced it quite a bit. Yep. Bad landing. You can get a shift boost here off the edge, pretty much anywhere on this track really, but it's weird, so I don't go for it. My PB, I think, gets 1, but it's not something I usually go for. So we can get this on that too. Yes. Not enough speed. There we go. There landing. Now, even though you can shift boost pretty much anywhere, the world record run by Brave, I think, only gets one shift boost on that section. I don't know if it's on each lap or only on lap 1. Either way, it's like it doesn't utilize like shift boost even here or everywhere else. It'd be really hard to do. This is already like a really tough track. I'm not going to go for the skip. This one's a lot simpler though. I just hold shift to go off the track, and then you'll like fly usually at a good angle. I used to like hold shift and the analog stick, and I would sometimes like get a bad angle and fly off and die. But just strafing off seems to be a good method there. If you wanna, if this game seems like it's cool to you, it's like $20 on Amazon. You can find it at other like used game stores for a lot cheaper. And on fzerocentral.org, there's a lot of people like willing to help out. It's a pretty cool community. I also have like a YouTube playlist about all the tricks and tracks.
So does Sonic Generations, but I don't suggest you check out that community.
There's also an SRL IRC channel, Hound F-0, 0 spelled out in word form. You usually find me in there. I think I'm actually in there right now, but my laptop is not here, so I won't be able to respond. Ooh, this level actually, yesterday I got a PB, and it beat Brave's time. He doesn't use side attacks, but it's still like a pretty good milestone. I think he gets a 212, so I was really happy to get a 210. Like right here, side attacks just save time. If I was to like one thing I'm not really good at is that MTS chained with side attacks. If I do it better, I can get a shift boost there. My PB gets 2. All right. What's that? That's one thing that Quickstar is really good at, is the MTS chains with side attacks. Ooh. Could have been death. Suicide finish. That's the most consistent suicide finish in the game. A lot of levels have some like really weird like bounce off a rail, explode. That one's nice and simple though. I've done it with pretty much every vehicle. You just get a light angle into the right wall and it'll launch you forward. Cosmo Terminal. This level, actually, the first three tracks of this cup have shift boosts all over the place. Before SGDQ, when I had like my PB was over a minute behind the world record, just because it gets more shift boosts. I'm not gonna go all out IL here, just because this is an insanely difficult track. Every corner you can do that. There's a triple shift boost even you can get off of that. There's another one. Could go there. That's another shift boost. So I'll try to play this pretty safe, just because this level is very easy to die on. But I want to go fast. No. The next one. On cylinder knot and lateral shift, the staff ghost does shift boosts. And on outer space meteor stream, the staff ghost snakes. Gotta go fast. Yeah, like shift boost, like the developers knew about the staff ghosts using them and stuff. I'm guessing they discovered them and they thought it was cool, so they just left it in. So that's good game design. Crappy devs would have like tried to patch it or something, but Amusement Vision. They made Super Monkey Ball and F-Zero GX. They know what's up. F-Zero GX is actually the engine for it is like a modified version of the Super Monkey Ball engine. Like Amusement Vision just changed it up a little. Crap. Okay, only one shift boost there from now on, because I'll be here forever if I just try to do full-on IL strats. Because it's like, I so rarely finish a run of this track when I'm going for ILs. Because that can happen. For those who aren't aware, like, shift boosts on flat track are a frame-perfect trick. On downslopes, you can squeeze in an extra frame. You can get up to like a 3-frame window on it, depending on the downslope. Beyond that, you just won't be able to get a shift boost. On upslopes, it's usually 1 frame. sometimes zero, like you just can't get a shift boost on it. So it takes a lot of practice to like shift boost with consistency. This one. Okay, so let's just not shift boost here. Nice and safe. And shift boost here. I usually in my PB I get one there. I'll just MT boost this part. Okay, now I'm just gonna play it safe because I think I've given an idea of what you can't do on this track. They're not bullshit. Like, it's entirely skill based. There's zero like randomness to this game. It's just, you know, you're punished severely if you make mistakes. I used the analog stick there because I'm being dumb. Okay, luckily we're still good on time. I'm just being an idiot. Fun fact: the non-custom world record is 2 minutes 1 second with Blue Falcon of all vehicles. Pretty much just because CGM was like just doing like time attacks with Blue Falcon on Cosmo Terminal. Like Fat Shark should be able to smash that time, get like a sub 150 even. But no one can do that. No one can bop the CGM. Because, like, Brave is usually, like, the best at a bunch of tricks, pretty much, but CGN is the best at shift boosts. That's his, like, claim to fame. And Gallant Star, I guess. He has 7 of the 8 Gallant Star records. Okay. Played it safe, but we're done. Well, that level.
I noticed you changed your custom car a little bit.
Yeah. Gotta change it up every now and then.
Okay. I love the choo-choo rocket mouse. It's so good.
Yeah. Crap, didn't load the ghost. I keep making that mistake. Staff ghost here is a 207. This is another shift boost crazy track. This is the one that the staff ghost shift boosts on. It does it over the corners like that. Crap. The world record on this track is stupid good. It's one of the longest standing records in the game, I think. By a JKL or Jake? One of those. It's a 104. It gets every single shift boost and MTS into shift boost in one spot. It doesn't use energy boost at all. Just because it doesn't, like you don't want to hold A above a certain point because, like, it'll crank your speed down. That's also true, it's like for A and boost even, at like 2200-ish, and it's just always above that, so it doesn't use boost, which is just insane. MTS over a few turns as well, like that one. MTS here into a shift boost like off that downslope, which is really hard to do. So this is like a really hard track to optimize, but the 104 is crazy good. I think Iowa and Brave have a 108, CGN has like a 110, just to give an idea of like 104 being a really good time.
Probably gonna crash.
Go for it. Huh. You're hard to see on stream, I guess.
I'm okay with that.
Crap. Dang it. The way gravity shifts between like one platform to another is kind of weird. If I go at a wide enough MTS, I can like not have that gravity shift that loses speed. Damn it. Messed up the shift boost. Oh, no, I wasn't trying to shift boost. I just fell off the track. Shift boost before and messed up after. One-way collision. You can get a shift boost here, but I'm not consistent with it. I didn't load the staff ghost, but I beat it. Don't worry. It does not shift boost. It's either a 158 or a 208, so I'm bad at loading ghosts. Menuing is not my thing. Among others, yes. This is one level I'm going really hard at to try to get sub 2. If he uses like a 201. Very unlikely. This is a really tough level. And I'm not going to be going for as many shift boosts. I get like 3 shift boosts on like the shift boost part. For even CGN we'll get like 4. I just can't sneak in that many. I think I get like 3 on lap 1, 2 on boost laps. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna beat it. I'm not gonna get sub 2. If I get it now, I would shit my pants. I'm gonna try to go for the MTS jump here. Not quite. It saves like 3-ish seconds if you get it. So that was a shift boost that I wasn't trying to get. Basically, on any downslope, you can get a shift boost at some range of speeds. Although sometimes you don't want to get them because you'll crash into a wall and die right after. I'm not used to going that slow there. Another shot at the lap 1 MTS jump. Not quite. You want to get like as much speed as possible, so I try to do a wide-ish MTS. It's really tricky. Sub 40 lap 2, it's not bad. Especially considering I didn't go over the shift boost at the bottom. Neither Brave nor CGM will go for the shift boost here like I do, because they just try to cram as many shift boosts here as possible, and like stack those together. If you do the shift boost there, you'll have to land like later on the platform, which makes them like not as easy to like space together.
Nice.
Okay. That's like a 207, I think. 209. Alright.
No, he's not alone. He's got me. I'm just on him.
Yeah, fuck it. Why not? I haven't loaded any of the others. I don't load this one. So here I'm going to use Sonic Phantom. The world record uses Black Bull, but it does some really weird MTS stuff that's not easy to replicate. Sonic Phantom, just the way it turns left and right, just lines up with all the really weird turns in this level. And this is a really, really hard level to do, so this makes it just easier to pull off. Oh, yes, also I can do that. Fat Shark, strictly speaking, is probably faster on this level. It's just really, really hard. Like, you can MTS here a lot better with Fat Shark and stuff. Also, on like this turn, you could just do long MTSs, which is what Black Bull does in the record run by Iowa. And it's like, if you watch the run of this level, it's like the record run has like wall hits and like a few like very noticeable mistakes. It's just that this level is like so hard that no one's really, you know, gotten a better run of it. Staff Ghost is either a low 202 or a high 201. So there's like 41 non-custom vehicles, and they all control really, really differently, which is part of the reason why YoshiFan made that spreadsheet with all the individual vehicles and tracks. Too bad. The suicide finish here is somewhat consistent-ish if I like set it up right. I'll probably try and go for it if my energy bars lined up right. Oop. I could potentially do a rail slide along this wall on the left here. I think Brave does it in his run, but it's really hard to exit, and I found it's like I lose 1/10 of a second on average. This is the first of the AX Cup, which you need to beat all the other cups on Master Mode to unlock it, so a lot of people don't even know it exists, because it's a tough challenge. It's the cups that were in the F-Zero AX arcade cabinet, and they all have it's designed with a steering wheel in mind, so the level design is just a lot different. I don't have proper energy. I would MTS along that wall for the suicide finish. Staff Ghost here is 107. I guess I'll load this one. I should load everyone, but I keep forgetting. This level has a lot of weird opportunities for shift boosts on downslopes. I'm not going to bother retrying if I don't get them, just because of how crazy they are. So here, the Staff Ghost is snaking, literally cheating, etc. So underway. This is probably the strangest of the tube levels. It's really hard to learn where all the boost plates are and memorize it because it's a very weird shape, a lot of it. Also makes it really hard to optimize. I think it was a few months back, I think it was AKC, one of the other F-Zero GX runners. He notified me of a shift boost you can get here. Not quite. Basically, you fly into that, you go into that at a certain angle and you'll get a shift boost. I asked Brave about it, and he knew of it, he just didn't use it because it was really inconsistent, hard to benefit from time-wise. But there's like a lot of weird places you can get an abrupt boost from in this game. There's quite a few shift boosts on this track that I'm trying to go for. Like separate from the one in the, what's that called? Crevice, where like 2 3D parts meet. Just an edge will suffice for the description. You could probably get it on like boost laps too, just like sneaking into there, but it would be really hard. And sometimes you just like fly through the level and die. So, it's not always something you want to go for. The Staff Ghost on this level uses Fat Shark, but it doesn't really use Fat Shark well. It gets like a 205? Either way, this was faster. I'm just gonna retry. I want a clean start. This level, back room, there was one guy who was like snaking, like he hasn't played the game in a long time, and was going through a bunch, and he actually beat my PB here by like half a second. I was trying to improve it, but it's like just out of reach. So there's like a snaking time that's half a second ahead of my max speed times here. Missed the boost plate. I tried to do a MTS from the left to the right, but I hit the wall before I could initiate it. You can get a shift boost on these down slopes. It's just kind of tricky. Oop. Thunder Road is another one of my favorite levels, up there with like Dragon Slope Multiplex. Top 10. Oh, and if you look at the vehicle, it's like slanted a little. I guess with Gallon Star, it's not as easy to spot. But sometimes when the computer takes over after you finish the race, the vehicle will like slant and go at an angle. It's like it's holding like one of the shoulder buttons and is like moving straight down. Not really sure why that happens. Nice camera.
Good.
There's a shortcut on this level. I'll just try for it once, because I'm really bad at it. Try at the start here. I guess one of many two shortcuts. Basically, you can save like 3 seconds by jumping off that edge and skipping 2 turns. So I would jump off here and land here. And it's not inconsistent, I'm just not well practiced with it. Crap. You can get a shift boost there if you MTS chain properly. Kind of tricky. Ah, bad wall hit. Staff goes is a 340 there, I think. Top 10. Oh yeah, I have a Death Anchor in top 10. One of the vehicles I really like trying to do the spreadsheet thing with Yoshi Fan with is a Death Anchor. It's one of my favorite vehicles. Actually, no, let's use a Blackpool. And this staff ghost is super precise, so actually I'm going to load the ghost, I'll go with Fat Shark. Just that's what the staff ghost uses. Crap. Okay. Not time yet. I want to go back and do serial gaps because I skipped it because it's hard. So, gotta go do that thing. Just this one. Yeah. Ready on the timer? Chicane. Yeah, made the estimate. So, oh hey, top 10. That's an overview of F-Zero GX. I hope you liked it. If you want to pick up the game or talk about it, there's FZeroCentral.org and F-Zero on the IRC. See ya.